everybody, I'm at the Stalking Show in the UK, which is one of the most focused public show events in the UK, purely for deer stalkers, hunters in the UK and people venturing abroad too. We've got a lot of top brands here, Pulsar there, there's people like Swarovski, Blaser, everybody's here. It's for the serious hunters. It's the most focused, information dense show I think I've been to. So if you're ever in the UK in April, come to the Stalking Show. I'm here with David Freer, the organiser of the Stalking Show 2023, and I want to talk about how successful this show has become, because I was here last year and I budgeted one day this year for the show. I've actually gone home and come back again today because I know I needed 2 days, because it is significantly busier, isn't it? Tell us all about it, David.
Phenomenal, to be quite honest, absolutely. It's certainly been a challenging event to organise. Been organising events all my life, to be quite frank. This is very challenging. A great industry to be in, but the support that we've had, Chris, has been absolutely phenomenal. When I tell you that this was just a thought 3 years ago, we had the first show last year, April 2022. We had something like about between 90 and 100 trade stands, and they're all very, very select. This year we're over 168 stands, right. And they've all been very carefully selected, so it actually fits the stand. Unfortunately, not everybody gets through that selection, so we've equally, I wouldn't say upset people, but they don't fit the criteria for us, so we have turned several away. Likewise with the footfall to the show. Again, you know, we don't know the figures just yet, but I can tell you that 3 times the tickets as opposed to last year have been sold. I don't know the footfall through that's come in, but I can tell you that the footfall is well.
Absolutely true, because I've had probably 5 times as many people come up to me and just talk to me face to face. I know I've been very busy meeting people and exhibitors as well, and I was a bit overwhelmed by just how busy it was, which is fantastic, and it's great because it's the most focused, and I sort of say it's like information density of this show for the stalking world, which is superb.
Yes, you're absolutely right, and you use very good words, because that's what we wanted to achieve right at the outset. It was the focus. We didn't know whether we could get, when we first came up with the idea of the Stalking Show, we didn't know how far we could get out there to get enough to put together for a show of this size. It's actually blown us away.
It's a bigger world than we thought it was,
yes. Again, great words. I didn't realise how much there was out there, and there's still a lot out there to come. So we have great plans for future.
Well, that's excellent. Well, I wish you every success with it in the future. I hope to be here again next year, and thank you very much for putting this on, because judging by the amount of conversation I've had with people here, it's been an absolutely absorbing meeting for everybody, so thank you very much.
Well, it certainly absorbed me, because I can't hardly speak anymore, but thanks ever so much, Chris, for all what you've done.
You should go to Ewa for 4 days. I'm here with Richard from GMK, and this is the new Burris H19 V2 thermal spotter. Richard's going to tell me all about the functions and features it shows. Richard, please go.
Yeah, thank you, Chris. So, as Chris said, this is the new H19 V2 from Burris. Really great value option for anyone getting into their thermal handheld spotting. Brilliant for scanning across a field, deer stalking. It's got a good, nice refresh rate on the processors, so no too much of a lag on the screen. It's got 5 different colour thermal settings, so you can go through white hot, black hot, red hot, green hot and blue hot.
Okay.
The green hot's really cool, looks like night vision, who doesn't love that? And it retails at under £1,000, so £940.
That's
£940 out of the shop, fresh. Only launched 3 weeks ago, so this is a brand new product for us.
Have a little look at that, please. I am actually quite stunned by that price point on it. I like the fact I do like the sort of conical tubular design thermals, because I do find them quite a lot more ambidextrous.
Yeah, exactly.
I do go from one eye to the next. That looks like it's got very easy tactile grip for focal control, and of course at the back here, that one for the eyepiece is nice and stiff, so it's not going to float around when you don't want to. It rubs against the clothing. There's a one-sided sort of asymmetric eye cup on there, which I think you can probably see, which I presume
does rotate round.
Yeah, that's got a nice stiff motion on it, so it's not going to flip accidentally, and that just seals all the extraneous light out of your eye, so you can really see well through it. So you may catch on screen, my mouth did drop a little bit when you told me the price on that, because I think that's very, very impressive.
So here we go, just flicking it on now. And then you should be able to get it's a nice clear picture. There's quite crisp lines on it, really good resolution, picks out really nice heat images. Obviously there's a lot of people around, nice hot area, you can see them really clearly.
Crisp focal control on the screen, that's for sure. Oh yeah, that pops really well. I've got to say, my initial impression is honestly very good, because I do like ergonomics. I always go on about ergonomics, because what's the point of having the best image quality or the best sensors or the best electronics in the world if they're physically hard to interact with? Yet that is totally intuitive. There's an on button on the side, all the controls are on top, they're very tactile, they're raised up, so you always know where you are with them, and of course they're operable with either hand if you're moving from one eye to the next. But the ability for that to snap into clean focus is actually quite commendable, and I am really looking forward to doing a full review on one of these. I'm here with Bob from Gateway 1, and we're going to look at some of the new boots for this season's stalking. Tell me about these then, please, Bob.
This is one of our best sellers on pre-order. It's a Kevlar boot, and the thing about Kevlar is it dries really, really quickly, overnight, in fact. So if you're out all day in the wet grass, you've got a dry boot in the morning. And then we move on to
is that a new book leather? That is?
Yeah, it's new book, and it's a little bit higher than the last one, and with both of these boots you get actually two insoles.
Oh right.
So you get one if you're doing a lot of just standing, or one if you're doing a lot of walking, particularly this one with a gel pads at the back, and a lot more arch support there for more walking.
That's an interesting concept. I've never seen boots supplied with optional insole choices before for different conditions. I can see logic to that.
Yeah, I mean, Gateway have done it before with certain welly styles over the years, but this is the first time they brought it into the new leather collection.
Because I noticed, I'm quite a big fan of the Gateway wellies, and I love them because I do feel they've got such good underfoot support. But it'll be nice to see that transferred to the boots as well.
Yeah,
with two slightly different sort of.
And I think as well, you've got the memory foam in this one as well, which is the blue bit, and that obviously moulds to your foot when you're actually wearing them.
That's a nice aggressive sole. That's going to have some serious
and it's really sticky.
For wet conditions, like you say, with the Kevlar as well. So
I mean, moving on, it's a similar sole to some of the welly boots we've got, and we've got some dog kennels near where we live.
Yes.
And they've got like a concrete floor, and when they hose it down, most other wellies they're all over the place.
I must admit, there's a certain room just in that direction which has a rather slippery floor at the show today. But
so you've got that grippy, sticky. You can feel the stickiness on the sole.
I believe the technical word's durometer, isn't it, for rubber? Yeah, I think
I've learned something there.
I think it is that. I think it's for the solidity of the rubber. Yeah. There we go. Right, well, thank you very much, Bob. I shall look forward to looking at some of these at soon.
And I shall get you a pair when they arrive in stock in May.
Excellent. Thank you very much. I'm here with Matt from Thomas Jackson in the UK, the distributor for Pulsar. We're going to look at two of the top new products that they're keen to showcase to all of the shooters. Matt, please go ahead. Show me what's exciting and new.
Well, we've actually got the brand new Telos LRF XP50, boasting a true sub 18 millikelvin sensor, which is the first on the market. Nice magnification actually built into a ring on the front, laser rangefinder underneath. This will be brand new to the market. Hopefully we'll start seeing these come in the next sort of 6 weeks or so.
Is this optical magnification as well?
It's not optical magnification. It's almost built like an optical magnification, but it isn't, if that makes sense.
The Telos has been advertised with the word upgradable. Tell me more about that, because we're quite used to the fact we've done firmware upgrades on a lot of night vision and thermal imaging products, but the word upgradable hasn't really been used so much. So tell me more. What does it imply?
Well, yeah, obviously the firmware upgrades will be available, but this is more physical upgrades.
Right.
So the plan is down the line that if you wanted to, let's say you buy a Telos LRF XP50 today, and in 2 years' time they bring out a Telos XL50. Okay. It means instead of having to spend X amount of money on a whole new body shell and everything, you could potentially register this and actually just get an XL sensor put inside your body shell.
That is a serious capability then, isn't it?
Or, for example, maybe something different. So it could be that you have a 35mm lens, but you want a 50, or you have a 50 and you might want a 35.
No, that's really good, because I must admit, the sceptic in me naturally thought, well, do they just mean electronics and digitisation, that kind of thing? But to hear it can be physically upgraded is a massive game changer, isn't it? So that is good.
We'll see how we go. I don't know to what extent it'll be fully, but yeah, if it's got that capability, it will keep the customers very happy, I think.
That's good, that, because in such a fast-moving industry, it's great the forward thinking in mechanical or optical mechanical terms as well as just electronic terms. Which was the other one you wanted to look at? Was it the new mergers?
Yeah, so we've got the Merger XL50s.
Right.
These actually boast a 1024 sensor, so biggest sensor that Pulsar's brought out, and they've brought it into the same format as the XP versions, built-in rangefinder. Where these will be really good is if you're sort of over vast land, because you don't have a trade-off. You have massive field of view, and you also have great magnification.
I must admit, I'm a bit of a thing for ergonomics, and I do have to say the Mergers have got the best ergonomics of any thermal binocular system, because they are just like what we've spent, decades and decades developing from regular optical binoculars. So they just don't feel any different in your hand. They just hang as they would. You can put them in the case as you would, and they are optically rather lovely, I have to say. So thank you for showing me these.
That's all right, no problem.
Thank you very much. I'm here with Jim Riley from Zeiss, and he's going to show me the latest new thermal imaging monocular from Zeiss, which has got some excellent new features and functions from the company. Jim, please tell me all about it.
So this is the new DTI 6, brand new out today. Comes in two versions, so you can get it with a 40mm lens on the front here, which gives you a 2,000 metre detection range, and gives you a 19 metre field of view at 100 metres. Or you can change for a 20mm lens, which will give you a 1,000 metre detection range, but a 40 metre field of view at 100 metres. So one ideal for open hill, one ideal for woodland stalking or searching for a wounded deer, for example. You've got the ability to change colour palettes to anything that you want. There's a rainbow field on the app, so you can choose.
You can
customise the colour palettes to your particular liking. You've also got the new scroll wheel, which allows you to scroll the zoom and scroll around the menu system.
That is superb. My finger just fell to that yesterday. The tactile nature of it and the way it works.
It's very, very smooth.
With actually, detectable clicks, it's very good.
Very, very smooth. Yeah. We've also got the new binocular eye cap. So whether you wear glasses like me or not glasses like you, it will suit everybody's eye.
I'm wearing contact lenses.
Or contact lenses, that you can never tell. The focus of the actual display is on here, and then once you've got that set, because there is no buttons on it or catches on it, it will stay set. It doesn't get knocked like it does on some of the other thermals. And then our focus for the actual image is on the front there, which again is very, very smooth. And that's some of the features of it.
Thank you very much.
No problem, my pleasure. Good to see you.